Welcome back to the Empowering Family Health podcast. I am your host, Johann Callaghan, and today I'm really excited to introduce to you a very good friend of mine, Celeste Albrecht. And Celeste is going to be talking to us all about energy and movement, and also a practice that she uses called Qi Gong, which helped her overcome a really bad shoulder injury, which nothing else seemed to be helping her. So Celeste is going to be telling us all about how to enhance your body's energy and also how to strengthen your immune system, which is really, really vital right now at this time. How to balance your emotions, how to relax your mind, how to relax your muscles, and also relieve stress, which a lot of us are experiencing at the moment, and really enhance your ability to keep your body healthy. So, all of this coming up on the show. But first, watch this video right to the very end. It really helps with my YouTube algorithms and really helps to get more of this content out to people like you. Make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. So again, you know that you're going to get fresh content from me. And also give me some comments or some feedback in the comments below. That would be fantastic. Also go to the Facebook page, give me a like, and also join the Facebook group. Again, you'll be able to see any new fresh content in there as well. So let's get started with the show. Hello, everybody, and you're very welcome back to another Empowering Family Health episode. This week we have a wonderful, lovely person, Celeste. Celeste, how do you say your second name? Albrecht.
Albrecht, yes, Albrecht. It's a German name. My husband's German.
Ah, right. Okay. So Celeste is with us today. Celeste was born in South Africa, and what I love about Celeste is she studied ballerina. Would you believe? So Celeste is a professional dancer, or was in her day, and she's retired now. And she set up a couple of schools in Germany as well. And so Celeste knows all about the power of movement. And right now, what she's doing is she's practicing Qigong, and she has her own little private group, and they do some Qigong sessions together. And we're going to talk about all that and the power of Qigong and movement in this episode. So Celeste, you're very welcome.
Oh, thank you. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
It's great. It's been a while. I've been trying to get you for a while. You're a very busy lady, and I really, really value the information that you have. And we had a discussion there a couple of weeks ago, and it was like a really powerful discussion. We were talking about all about movement and energy and the power of the body and the power of the mind and everything. So we're going to unfold all that in this conversation. But first, Celeste, can you tell us a little background? I know I gave a very brief overview there. Can you give us a little background? You know, what about your profession, you know, before you retired, and what has you be, what are you doing now at the moment? What has you be doing Qigong?
Well, how I came to learn about Qigong is I broke my shoulder, and after the doctor said, oh, that'll take like 12 to 13 weeks and you'll be back up and running, you know, and I wasn't. I had a frozen shoulder. So I was like, looking for other ways to help myself. And a friend of mine said, well, why don't you try Qigong? And I went, Qi, what? What are you talking about? I've never heard of that. So she said, well, just Google it, dear. And I did. And I found Chunyi, who is from Spring Forest Qigong. And I ordered his course online. And there was the challenge, 100 days of Qigong. And I thought, oh, no, I don't think I can manage that. But I had no other option because it was either my shoulder or do it or carry on with your frozen shoulder. So I went about it, and I was amazed. There were these 5 simple exercises where you concentrated on your breathing, on going into the stillness, just, you know, there's so many names for the stillness, into the now, the void, just going within and being present and doing these very, very simple exercises. Okay, I could only do them with one arm because my other arm, I could only just lift my hand. That was it. And in my mind, Chunyi said, see yourself doing it with both arms. And I did. And after 3 weeks, I could actually lift my hand to waist level. And after 9 weeks, I was up to shoulder level. And after 12 weeks of doing Qigong daily for half an hour, I could raise my hand right up above my head. And so, of course, I continued with it. And now I can circle my arm around and I have total freedom in my shoulder. I can sleep on that side with no pain whatsoever. And that got me hooked forever to Qigong because it was just helped me so much.
Wow.
I also had, yes, sorry?
A lot of people can relate to that, Celeste, because a lot of people do experience that frozen shoulder. I know my mum does, and it's on and off. So I'm really anxious to get. We're going to do some demonstrations, I think, as well, because yeah, and folks, we're recording this in the audio, but it's also on video. This interview is also available in video as well. So if you want to actually get the exercises, so Celeste, so this took you only 12 weeks, and you could see a massive improvement every week as you were practicing this.
Yes, it was amazing, and also, it was some days I'd get into the flow or into the now. Not every day, I didn't manage it, but I had tears of joy just running down my cheeks because I was releasing stuff that had got blocked, the energy that had got blocked. So it heals your emotions as well. It's absolutely amazing. And I mean, the Chinese have been doing this now for 7,000 years, so there must be something to it.
Yeah, if they're still doing it and always have done, yeah.
Yes. And like Chunyi was just explaining, 4,500 years ago, there was an emperor who had arthritis. And he didn't know what to do. He'd had all the doctors and nothing could help him. And then he started moving very slowly and lightly, just walking, focusing on the moon or the sun. And it got better. And then the doctors and all the scholars got into it and studied it and evolved it until they made a practice out of it. And they realized that, for example, there are 365 days in a year, and we have 365 acupuncture points in the body.
Oh, wow.
They found out that the body has the same information as the universe, as our solar system. And also, like there's 12 months to a year. So there are 12 major energy channels in the body. And they kept going like, oh, wow, this is amazing. So 24 hours to a day, and that forms a cycle within the body. And all these energy cycles, all, were just like, wow, this is all so amazing. That's why Chunyi always starts a session with, I am in the universe is in my body, the universe and I combine together. And then you go into that sweet spot, that beautiful vortex, void, or whatever you want to call it. And then you start breathing in and out, concentrating on the breathing, and then doing these slow, gentle exercises where you breathe in unconditional love. And as you breathe out, you just see the extra energy that is blocking whatever blockage you have, where the pain is, shooting out of your body like smoke until the end of the universe.
Oh, wow.
And it's so soothing, and it's so gentle, and it's beautiful and healing at the same time.
Yeah, and there's different categories of Qigong. I was just doing a sneak little peek before we had our conversation, Celeste, because I don't know much about Qigong. I actually practiced Qigong a long time ago. I did traditional Chinese medicine. I done an introductory 3-day course, so I have an insight into the power of it all, and the acupuncture points and the meridians and the chakras and all that, and it really is and it can be measured now as well, all these energy centers and the heart. We'll talk about the heart in a minute. And but as when you were saying the breathing, and there's so much focus now on breathing for relaxation, but also because our nervous system, there's two parts to our nervous system. There's the fight or flight, and then there's the rest and digest, or the calming part. And we're constantly on alert. We're constantly looking out around our environment to keep us safe. And it could be an angry boss, it could be somebody, the traffic jams, or there's lots of things in our environment these days that we didn't have thousands of years ago. So we're always on this alert. And then we're always reacting to external stimuli, things around our environment. So it's distracting and it's all noise. And what I can hear you saying there, Celeste, is that we're not taking the time to relax, and we're not even conscious of it. I think an awful lot of it is awareness as well, to be aware of all this that's going on. Because when you are conscious, this is when you can have power then to create what you want, create possibilities. Whereas if we're constantly reacting, our power is taken away from us, right? So it's, our power is kind of gone and our energy is exerted outwards. But when we come back to this breathing, I love this conversation, Celeste. When we come back to this breathing, it really centers us and has us go within, as you say, but it activates the rest and digest, the parasympathetic nervous system. I keep getting confused with the two. There's a sympathetic one, which is the fight or flight, and then there's the parasympathetic,
right,
which is the rest and digest. So Celeste, it's really, really powerful.
It is, because it balances the body. And it balances the energy as well as your emotions. And it's also setting free those blockages. And I was just listening to Bruce Lipton. I don't know if you...
Yeah, love him.
Yeah. And I just want to say what you were saying about the awareness. He was talking about energy and how if you're not aware of the energy that makes up your body, or, that's healing. He says, like, energy medicine is more effective than chemical medicine. It just is.
Yeah.
But you cannot market it.
No.
You can't put energy into a pill, and you can't put it into a solution.
And you can't make money from it either. That's the thing.
If you're not aware of this energy, oh, by the way, it's free.
Yes.
You can't get the benefit of it. So it's all to do with your consciousness and your awareness, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand that you have access to this whole pharmacology within yourself, then you're looking for the answers outside. And yes, in the Western world, we have a lot of answers outside.
Of course.
But the Eastern world has gone within, and they've got the answers inside.
And what you said about the emotions, Celeste, and you were talking about your frozen shoulder.
Mm.
And, an awful lot of us, we spend most of our time in this fight or flight, as you say, and we're in our head, we're thinking all the time, and we're distracted, right? So we're not going down into the heart, right down into the body, but our body holds all these emotions. And then you were talking about the awareness, and there is a distinction between feelings and emotions, because we always have emotions. Emotions is energy in motion, but we don't feel the emotion.
Right.
Even though it's there, like we don't feel. And an awful lot of us, we're doing it consciously or unconsciously. We're not even aware an awful lot of the time, but it's our body. We don't want to face it. We don't want to be responsible for whatever's going on in our lives. So we deny our emotions and we suppress it. And that's when it gets stored into various different parts of our body. It's just incredible, and it makes so much sense. And even when you're talking about the 12 months and the seasons and everything, like it all marries up, like, and it just makes so much sense. It really is incredible.
And once you start working with the energy in your body, it increases. It becomes more. Your whole environment is now energized by your energy, and you can see your dogs and your cats. I mean, if I'm practicing Qigong, they're there.
Yeah.
People who meditate have noticed. Then your cat's on your lap. Then your dog's right next to you, and it also affects other objects around you as well.
Yeah.
They get the love, the unconditional love.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so
and
true.
plants react to it, and Chunyi Lim said that in China they do these experiments with the rice, putting the Qigong energy into the rice, and then this bag doesn't have it, and you see the difference. Or to trees, to plants, everything reacts to your energy, and once you become aware of that, you realize how powerful we actually are when we are aware of this energy. We are energy beings. Energy is all there is. That's it, you know. So,
Have you heard of the book Messages in Water by Dr. Moto?
oh yes,
Yeah,
and
because
yes, and he froze the water and took those beautiful pictures of love and hate
yeah, yeah,
and
because
what
words
the
have
difference.
energy. Yeah,
Mm,
and you're talking about the rice experiment, because that's what reminded me of it. Because I know Dr. Moto, yeah, he put words on, water when they were frozen, and he
so,
put those words, and the love had a beautiful shape, a beautiful
okay.
star shape, and then the hate was all a disharmony. So words have energy as well. So we need
Yes.
to be careful what we're saying to ourselves, what we're saying about ourselves, and so many people are beating themselves up. And really, what we're doing is denying ourselves of who we are when we say things like, oh, I'm crap at this, or I'll never be good enough, or I'll never, blah, blah, blah. And never is a word never to use. Don't ever use the word never in your vocabulary. If you catch yourself saying never, take it out.
Yeah.
I can't do something. What I do is, I remember doing piano lessons years ago. My piano teacher drilled it into me. He says, never, never say you can't. Say you're having difficulty or it's a challenge, you're challenged by it. Never say you
Mm.
can't. So just reframe the words that you're using.
They're saying, yeah, that's so true because you know your body cells are listening to every word you say and they're reacting to it. They're absorbing it. So if you're telling your body it can't do it, it's going to go, oh, I can't do it. It just takes you by your word. That's why words are so powerful. They're your magic wand,
It's like
aren't
you
they?
are your word, what you say. And when you say something, you're actually like the I am statement is very powerful. And when you
That's right.
say uh, I am happy, I am powerful, I am confident, or what you're going to do, what you're up to, or whatever, that's a declaration
Of
when you
course.
say it like that. And it's
Mm.
really, really powerful. And when you share that with people, you're sharing, so that's an energy, right, in the form of words. And when you share that with people and people hear that declaration, you're adding to the energy, and it's increasing and increasing all the time. So I always tell people this is what I believe. I always tell people what you're up to, and really raise that vibration for getting you to where it is that, what you want to achieve in the world. Go back to we're talking about the heart and that. I know what's Chiling, what's that man's, the master, the Qigong master, what's his name?
Oh, Chunyi Lin.
Chung Ling.
Lin. Mr. Lin, Lin. That's easy.
Chinese names are very challenging.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, he was talking about what was he talking about? The heart energy, and yeah, and I was watching one of his videos, and he was saying, the heart energy is a really powerful source of energy because we have all these chakra centers, but the heart energy, if you can balance the heart energy, and um, gratitude is a very, very powerful thing to do. And I always tell people, practice gratitude first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening. It helps you to sleep better. And the reason you do it first thing in the morning is to set you up for the day, set you up to have a really good day and raise your vibration. And that's really important because I say to people, your sleep starts from the time you wake up. Because if you're going to have a really stressful day, that's going to impact on you getting a sleep and transitioning, having a deep restful sleep during the nighttime. So it's going to have an impact. And then obviously you're doing it at nighttime again to reflect on the day and really appreciate what you have in your life. So the heart energy is really powerful. And I believe the heart actually feeds information to the brain. It has been shown.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's a
John.
really powerful. So we're spending too much time up here in the head. We need to drop our energy down into the heart, and we can focus that with the breathing techniques. And you're going to show us a few techniques, aren't you?
Yes, I'd love to.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Yeah. What ones
Well,
are you going to show us?
well, first of all, people don't realize that you can feel the energy. So if a Chinny Lin says, just rub your hands like this, really vigorously, until they get nice and warm, okay? And then if you just close your eyes and gently open them, you can actually feel the tingling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you do it, it'll get stronger. So just do it again. Then,
I remember doing
rub,
this actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just close your eyes and put your awareness between your hands as you open them. And if you slightly open and close, just very gently, you can feel that it's like a ball of energy. And then they have this exercise where I just stand up quickly, where you just like hold the energy and you breathe in. It's called the breathing of the universe. And you expand the energy. And as you breathe out, you bring it back in again. And this is amazing for your lungs. Just breathing in and breathing out. And that's all it is. You just close your eyes. You go into that place of stillness within yourself. And you're breathing in the unconditional love. As you breathe out, you just see the pain in your body turning into smoke and shooting out of all parts of your body to the end of the universe. And the slower you do it, the better it is.
Wow, Celeste, that's amazing.
Lovely, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It just calms you down, and you can breathe in joy, which is so important for the lungs. Because the lungs get really distressed if you're very sad. And so just breathing in that emotion of joy.
Yeah.
It helps the lungs so much. Yes.
And right now we need to look after our lung energy too, don't we? There's a lot of despair.
And that one's really good for your immune system as well. It strengthens the immune system.
Wow.
Qigong strengthens your immune system, period. So any exercise in Qigong will most of them too.
Yeah, because it's helping the flow in the body. It's just releasing. And what I think is really fascinating, Celeste, is when our body is so intelligent, like it is just so intelligent. I don't even understand it completely, and we'll always be learning about it. But the body is so intelligent, and it's always trying to heal itself. But all we have to do is provide the environment,
right,
for the body to be able to do that. And sometimes, there's a place for taking tablets, but I think that's when we get chronic, and sometimes we have to have a quick fix. But maintaining our health before that happens,
Like if you have an accident and you're in terrible pain, of course take a painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
That would be silly not to, because you're going to be suffering so much. But just running for the painkillers every time you have a little headache or something, well, it's totally up to you. Everybody's different, and everyone experiences their pain level at a different level. So some people can cope with it and others can't. But there's such a wonderful thing for headaches as well. Like Chunyi has a book called Head to Toe Healing, and it's just like the acupressure points. Like if you have a headache, the C7, that vertebrae, the first one that sticks up on your neck at the back, if you just massage it like this, just there, and then you just like squeeze it to the skin together for like 3 seconds and then release, and just like squeeze again and release, and you do that 9 times. He says it relaxes neck, shoulder,
oh my God,
and your headaches go. There's so many easy tips, and that is just so amazing. And I do that often because I have a lot of tension in my neck because I have a scoliosis, and I just do that, and it just releases it. It even releases the headache I get from that.
So effective, because we're always, and on our shoulders, so many people have tension in the shoulders and hunched over the keyboard. and lots of
yeah,
people on Zoom
exactly.
calls these days. That's a really great one. And headaches, because
Also headaches like colds, fever, that as well. It's just that simple little exercise. So amazing.
wow.
Yeah. And
'Cause
the other one I love for the spine, just because I have a spine issue, is just to do this and just go chip, chip,
interlock the
chip.
fingers.
Yes.
Yes, you should.
And just do that 9 times or 18 times, or as long as you like. Just don't go too mad on it, otherwise you'll hurt the skin inside your fingers. But
And you
it
can do
just
this
gets
anywhere. You can do this sitting in your
anyway,
car at the traffic lights.
just gets all the energy freed up in the spine, and all of a sudden you're sitting up straight again. And hey, it's
Yeah,
great.
because that fluid, the cerebrospinal fluid needs to flow because it's going
Right.
up into the brain as well, and it's part of the immune
Mm,
system too.
yeah.
And if we have a strong immune system, that's our defense mechanism, for the body.
Right. Yeah. Right now, that's what we're all focusing on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
Okay.
we want to keep the lungs strong and the despair. We want hope in the world at the moment. That's what we need is hope. And there's a lot of people in despair and uncertainty, and that can affect the lungs. That sadness, that
Yes.
grief, a lot of that.
Exactly.
So that's a great
Yes.
one for the lungs. Do you have one for the shoulder? Tell me one for the shoulder.
The shoulder. Um, this one is also really good for the shoulder, and
Okay.
this, right? Like we've just done.
And the
And
neck,
what's
yeah.
also wonderful is just lifting your arms above your head like you're holding a big beach ball, right? And then just gently breathing in and out. And that does amazing stuff. We don't lift our hands up above our heads at all anymore.
Wow, that is so true. That
We
is
used
so
to go
true.
picking apples, and we were always out in nature getting our food, and we were working outside, and we hardly do this anymore. And that's so great for the lungs, good for the shoulders. It's good for
Yeah,
everything.
because it's opened the whole diaphragm. It's opened
Yes,
the
it
whole
opens up
diaphragm.
everything, opens up all the channels, those 12 minutes. And if you like, you can just, as you breathe in, you just bend your knees slightly. And as you breathe out, you stretch up again. So
Okay.
that also, yeah, beautiful.
So that exercise that you're doing, so we can do these exercises anytime and first thing in the morning as well to start the energy. And it's a non it's not difficult. These are like kind of stretches. It's kind of like yoga. How does it differ from yoga?
Well, yoga is more physical. It's more stretching body and getting those meridians open and stretched through the stretching. But I found the older I got that the more I liked the Qigong, because I didn't have to get into a pose that my body couldn't get into anymore. Okay,
Yeah.
if I would practice yoga, I would be able to get there. So it's not a matter of it's impossible. It isn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Some people are at where they're at, kind of, yeah.
after being so physical my whole life, dancing and teaching, and I was so grateful just to be able to do these gentle exercises because my body's been through a lot, and they were healing. I love the gratitude one I'm going to show you.
Oh,
That's so
brilliant.
lovely. It's my favorite. You put your hands together like in the prayer position, right, in
Yeah.
front of the heart, with your fingertips touching and with a little bit of pressure on your fingertips. And then you just bend forward from the waist very gently, breathing in the gratitude and breathing out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's it. And
Yes.
just being really thankful and breathing out and just coming up. And that does wonders for you, although it's just so simple. But it gets the whole spine moving, right? And it activates the heart energy. So you've got the heart-brain connection immediately.
Brilliant.
Because the minute you press your fingertips together, Chunyi Lin says, you're activating your heart's energy. I'm
Oh,
going like, this is so powerful. So I'm going, the soul to the brain. It's just, sometimes it's so simple that you think, can this really work?
I know.
But it does. The more you do it and the more you see the results, that's when you go, this is so powerful.
I feel amazing, even just, and they were like I was just doing them for a couple of seconds, which is some of those exercises. The one that I loved was this
the breathing of the universe.
bringing the hands
Hands in,
center.
and just holding that ball of energy, like you've got a little ball there, and you're just expanding it. You're growing with the universe, and then as you breathe out, all that extra energy that's stored in the body as pain or blocked emotions or whatever.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What a great way to start the day. Or even if you're coming up against something, or if you're going for an interview or a challenging conversation with a relation or whatever, that's a great thing to do to really get you centered. And then, Celeste, you're coming from your heart. You're coming from what really matters most. And there's not, like, we're always blaming and judging, there's all that kind of, but that's not there so much when you're coming from the heart center. You see, you have a different point of view, you have a different view of the world. When you do, you're more relaxed. Oh my God, this is absolutely incredible.
Well, you're coming from a point of unconditional love, and isn't that what all the great avatars and mentors have been teaching us for eons?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh my God, Celeste, our time is nearly up. Oh my God.
Okay.
So Celeste, we've had a conversation around the Qigong and the energy, and it's a very simple. It's part of the Chinese teachings, and it's kind of like Tai Chi as well, but Tai Chi is more martial arts, and Tai Chi would be a little bit more. You'd want to be a bit younger, I think, maybe for Tai Chi.
It's a bit more physical, I think, but they all work with energy, and it all depends. Like if you're young and you're 20 years old, you want to be doing kung fu or karate, and then you maybe want to go on to Tai Chi, and then onto yoga, and then Qigong. So these energy disciplines are there for everybody.
Yeah, anybody.
So
I'm definitely going to, and I think I'm going to do the universe one. Would that be a good one to do at night time before bed to help people sleep, to release worries and anxieties?
It's beautiful. It just Chunyi Lin says, even if you only do it for 5 minutes, do it.
Yeah.
Do yourself that favor.
Brilliant, because so many people's heads are full of worries and anxieties, living in the past, living in the future. And we need to get out of the head and come into the heart. And we do this breathing, any type of breathing. This one is great.
It's just beautiful. Yes.
It just helps to release all that. And honest to God, even just doing that for a couple of seconds, I feel a little bit more centered. And
it's the balance, just to get yourself balanced. And that's it. That's key, isn't it? If you're balanced within your energy and balanced in your emotions, you're coming from your heart.
Yeah.
Aren't you? Yes, you're just
heart is the center of everything. And we have this scale of all the different emotions, and there's the fear, jealousy, whatever, all down here, and then there's love, joy, happiness, whatever, and the heart really balances all them out, I think. And I think each one of those emotions serves their purpose. Sometimes, like, anger isn't so bad because at least it's an outward, it's you want to remove that blockage. When you're angry, there's something there that's annoying you, that's frustrating you, so you're motivated to kind of move it out of the way. So in a sense, anger is helping you move forward. So there's all these different emotions, but anyway, that's another conversation. But yeah, the heart energy is just so powerful at balancing, and that's really where we want to get to, is to align and balance. And whatever that is for you, your body knows best. You don't even need to know the hows and all of this. So Celeste, if I was to ask you to finish up, what one empowering message would you have with people? What would you say to people to have them be empowered and really, take back control of their lives again? What would that one message be to people?
Be aware of this energy. It's for free. It's all around us. It's the energy of unconditional love. Just breathe that in and breathe it out. And it's the most powerful energy in the world. Love.
It is. I totally agree. It really is the most powerful. It's a very high vibrational energy. Yeah. And it's free.
And it's free.
It serves everybody.
Breathing in love, breathing out gratitude. It doesn't get more powerful than that.
Oh, I love it. Sending gratitude to the world and everybody around you.
Yes.
Celeste,
And watch your animals change,
yeah,
watch your plants grow, watch everything around you just
absolutely.
thrive.
And we have a little bird inside as well. So yeah, so we'll be watching my little bird. But yeah, dogs and cats, because I used to have a dog, and when I'm feeling really happy or whatever, and they know they can pick up the energy. So watch your dog. Your dog will tell you, or your cat. Listen, Celeste, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I'm really delighted, and I just want to acknowledge you, Celeste, for the work that you're doing with people, and the group that you have. You have a private group, and you do some of this Qigong with them, and really helping to encourage them and teaching them, what you know and your experiences. So Celeste, thank you so much. Where can people find you? Is there an email or a website or Facebook?
I have a Facebook page called The Joy of Qigong, and you can private message me through that or wherever. Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
So The Joy
Lovely.
of Qigong.
Qigong, yes.
Qigong. Okay, brilliant. I have to push up on my Chinese pronunciations. Thanks a million, Celeste. Listen, have a wonderful day, and thank you very much again.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you, Joanne.